Hello students, in today's topic we are going to cover these given 4 tissues. We are going to view the slides of these tissues. So first topic is epithelial tissue. Here I have the slide of cheek cells. So this is an example of epithelial tissue. These cells are obtained from the internal cheek area. So view the cells carefully. Next we have muscular tissue, and in muscular tissue we have striated one first. So these are the cells of striated muscles. These are arranged in bundles and they have dark and light band on them. These muscles are voluntary in nature, that means they work according to our will. So these are present in the limbs, leg and arm, also in our tongue, right? Next we are having cardiac muscle. Cardiac muscle is present in the walls of heart. These muscles are involuntary in nature, that means these muscles are working daily. Each and every moment they are working. We can't afford these muscles to be at rest because one can die with that. So look at the structure of cardiac muscles. These are branched, they have bands on them, and these are uninucleated, that means one nucleus per cell. After this we are having unstriated muscles. Unstriated muscles are also known as involuntary muscles because these are not under our control, right? So these are present in the internal delicate organs such as stomach, small intestine. So when stomach and small intestine function, so these muscles help in the functioning of those organs. So these are not under our control, and these muscles also never get fatigue, never get tired. Next we have connective tissue. In connective tissue, first of all, we are having areolar tissue. So this is a slide of areolar tissue. So this tissue is also known as packing tissue. It binds the internal organs together. It is keeping those organs at their place. It also binds the skin with the internal structures. So let's see the zoom structure of areolar tissue. You can view the cells and fibers more closely. Next we have the slide of adipose tissue. So adipose tissue is also known as fat tissue. It is having fat cells, it stores fat inside the body. So its main functions are, it provides insulation to the body, it acts as shock absorber when it is present as padding around delicate organs. It keeps our body temperature constant. It prevents the heat of our body to escape outside. Alright, so this is present under the skin. Next we are having fibrous connective tissue, and we have tendon and ligament in it. So let's see the tendon first of all. Tendon connect muscle to the bone. So you can see in the picture this red circle points the tendon. Next we are having ligament. It binds or connect two bones together. In the picture the blue structure is the ligament. Now we are having next tissue, fluid connective tissue, and in it we are going to observe the slide of blood. So this slide is of RBC. You can view the RBCs. These are tiny bubble-like cells which are just quite thin from the center. And here in this slide they are piled up together. This is known as RBC Rolex. Now I have video of RBC slide, the moving RBCs. Here you can easily observe the center of RBC is quite thin, and its main function is to carry oxygen. This red color is because of a pigment known as hemoglobin. After this, we have the slide of blood platelets. So in this slide, view very carefully the tiny purple structures, dots. These are the platelets. Next we have neutrophils. You can see these cells are neutrophils. Then we have eosinophil. The center purple cell is eosinophil. Then we have basophil, monocytes, lymphocytes. WBCs are of 5 types. Next we have nervous tissue. You will see here the picture of neuron. So look at the neuron. Here in the center we have cell body which is having nucleus inside it, and then tiny branches are known as dendrites, and a long branch is known as axon. So this comprises of nervous tissue. This is present in brain, spinal cord, and it transmits messages from one part of the body to another. Now I'm going to discuss progress check and back exercise given in the book. So fill your answers carefully. So progress check on page number 26. Here, first question, what are the two basic types of plant tissue? So answer is meristematic tissue and permanent tissue. Second question, you have to give the technical terms for the following. So the category of plant tissue that have lost their ability to multiply. Answer is permanent tissue. The kind of plant cells with thin walls and usually a single large vacuole. It is parenchyma. Elongated cells which are thickened at the corners. So it is collenchyma. Then in question 4 we have a correction here. So cut the word to. The type of tissue which provide upward movement of water and dissolved material from roots to other part of the plant. It is xylem. Next we have true false. You have to correct the false statement on your book and in your exam also. First we have phloem cells carry manufactured food from leaves to other parts. This is true. Veins of leaves have both xylem and phloem. This is true because xylem and phloem is present inside the veins. Right? Third is the older xylem tissue does not participate in transportation of water. Correct? This is true. Then last is sclerenchyma consists of actively dividing cell. This is false. Instead of sclerenchyma, you can write down meristem or meristematic tissue. Both will be correct. Next we have progress check on page number 30. First we have name the kind of animal tissue in which cells are flat, cuboidal or columnar forming a protective layer. So this is epithelial tissue. Second, the cells produce and pour out chemical substances. Glandular epithelium. Cells can contract and relax. This is muscle tissue. Cells can conduct impulses. Conduct means transmit. Nerve tissue or nervous tissue. Next question is, give one example of each of the following tissue where they are located. So let's see first ciliated columnar epithelium. So this is present in windpipe. Elastic cartilage. This is present in external ear. Unstriated muscles present in the wall of stomach. Right? In next question we have to give one specialty each of the following. So special feature of these given tissues. Cartilage. So these are flexible, give support to the body. You can write on flexibility. Only flexibility. Right? Then you have bone. So this provides support to the body. Then we have striated muscles. It helps us to move. Cardiac muscle help heart to beat. Alright? Next we have true false. Mention if the following statements are true or false. So first, axons of nerve cells are very long. This is true. Dendrons bundled together form a nerve. False. Instead of dendron, write axon. Axon bundled together making a nerve. Cardiac muscle get tired soon. This is wrong. Striated muscles, they get tired. Epithelial cells have space in between. This is also false. They don't have any space. Answer, introduce no here. Okay. Perikaryon is the nucleus of a nerve cell. This is also false. Perikaryon is not known as nucleus. Perikaryon is known as cell body. Muscles of the iris of the eye are of involuntary type. Iris is the portion of eye through which light enter into the eye. So this changes its shape according to the region where you are present. In dark, it open up. In bright area, it just constrict. It becomes narrow. So this is involuntary action. So here introduce IN. So make this word involuntary. Last we have cartilage has no blood vessel or the nerves in it. So this is true. Okay, last we have some fun activity. We have given some comparison and then we have to mention the function. So here blood vessel and rivers are compared. So what is happening in both? Flow. In river water is flowing and in blood vessel blood is flowing. Second we have red blood cells with ship. Both are same. So ship carries goods. Red blood cell carries oxygen. Urinary system and drainage. Drainage का काम क्या है? To remove waste. Urinary system is doing the same. It is removing the waste from the body. Then liver, thrifty housekeeper. Thrifty housekeeper means जो बचत करता है, बचा के रखता है, सेव करता है. So what liver is saving? It is saving the glucose in the form of glycogen. It is storing glycogen. Then we have plant leaf. They are compared with agriculture farm. Why? Because they do photosynthesis. That means they are producing food. Alright. Next we have capillaries. Capillaries are now tiny blood vessels. So these are compared with canals. That means you can say narrow passages. White blood cell. These are known as anti-terrace squad. So what anti-terrace squad do? Protect us. White blood cells, they also give us protection. Kidney, these are compared with aquaguard. So aquaguard filter the water. Kidney filters blood. Nerves compared with landline. That means telephone. So what those landlines, what those wires are doing? They are transmitting messages. Same way nerves are transmitting messages. Alright. In review question on page number 31, we have multiple choice question. So in potato, starch is stored in parenchyma. Tendon and ligaments are example of fibrous connective tissue. Here, correctly matched pair is meristem with actively dividing cells. So A is correct option. Parenchyma containing chloroplast. They are known as chlorenchyma. Annual rings are the number of layer of xylem in a stem. Then we have which of the following cell in plants are said to be non-living? Sclerenchyma. Which of the following connects a muscle to a bone? Tendon. Last, cardiac muscle is involuntary and striated because it is having both bands plus it doesn't work according to our will. Then very short answer type questions. Name the kind of tissue found at the tips of plant root. Apical meristem. Present at the lower surface of leaf. Epidermis. Okay. In the inner lining of intestine, columnar epithelium. At the joint between two long bones, ligament is present. In the walls of veins of the leaves, answer will be sclerenchyma. Okay. As a gritty mass in the skin of pear, stone cells. Next question. Where is the least specialized tissue located in plants? So it is meristematic tissue present at the tips. So it is meristematic tissue at the tips of root and stem. Then one word answer here. Group of similar cell performing specific function. Tissue. Least specialized cell in plants. Meristematic tissue. Cells responsible for increase in diameter of root and stem. Lateral meristem. Next question number 4. Name one place each in living organism where the following tissues are located. So meristematic tissue. Where it is located? Tips of root. Cartilage. External ear. Squamous epithelium in blood vessels. Sclerenchyma. Here I have mentioned in apple. The gritty substance of apple is sclerenchyma. Ciliated epithelium in windpipe. Ligament between two bones. Question number 5. Name the kinds of cells found in the following. Surface of human skin. Stratified epithelium. Salivary gland. Glandular epithelium. Brain. Nervous tissue or neuron. Inner lining of windpipe. Ciliated epithelium. Then question C. Short questions. Then part D. Long questions. You have to do these questions by yourself. In case you have difficulty in finding any question, you can ask the teacher. Next we have structured based question. So this diagram. So I'm having question here. Identify the tissue. Give a reason to support your answer. Then we have to label this, right? So what tissue it is? This is phloem. Why this is phloem? Because here elongated cells are present which are placed end to end, one upon the other. Now the labeling of phloem. Number 1 is sieve cell. Number 2 is phloem parenchyma. 3 is companion cell, or 4 is sieve plate. Sieve cell can be written as sieve tube. Both will be correct. Now where is this tissue likely to be found in plants? So near periphery of root and stem. Periphery means just near to the outer region. Then you have to give function of labeled part 1, 2, 3, 4. It is given on page number 26. You have to note down those functions from page number 26. Move to next question. So identify the cell. This is neuron. Then labeling. Number 1 is cell body. Number 2 is axon. 3 is nucleus. 4 Nissl granules. 5 myelin sheath. And 6 axon terminal. Okay. Where is this cell likely to be found in human body? This is found in brain and spinal cord. And its function, it transmits impulse from one part of the brain to other. Or you can say one part of the body to other part of the body. Right? With this, our chapter ends. Thank you, students.